Okay, so now we have our deep longitudinal sling. So this is basically made up of our paravertebral muscles in our lumbar spine and our thoracic spine, the connecting tissue between our thoracic and lumbar spine, the ligaments around the SI joint being in this sort of area here, but also our hamstrings as well. And obviously when they're working, they're allowing us to keep us in a straight line. They're stabilizing and fixing the spine in a good position, stopping us from deviating over to one side. Again, a lot of injuries that I see for knees, particularly ligament injuries, 80% of those are made up of non-contact sports or non-contact instances. And this is usually where they're not using their control effectively enough, and their legs hitting the ground. As they hit the ground, they're coming over to one side and they're kind of deviating off this central line. It's putting more force going through the joints, and they kind of start twisting in, and that's when they're more susceptible to injury and ligament ruptures. So what are the best exercises that we can do for this? Well, very similar to the posterior sling, to be honest, and also our posterior oblique exercises. So the bridging exercises, deadlifts, anything where we're very central. We haven't got any rotation for this one. This is very central kind of linear exercises. So anything where you're kind of moving in this kind of fashion, where you're kind of activating through your hamstrings, Romanian deadlifts, and so RDLs, so into a lunge position, coming down. If you want to make it harder, take the leg up. So you're really challenging through here, keeping yourself level when you're doing it, so no twisting, keep your body central, coming down, coming back up. These sort of things are great. And coming down and then coming back up, making it functional. Okay, so there's my running pattern. Okay, obviously I'm not bending forwards when I'm running, but it's making me activate through my lumbar spine, making me activate through my hamstrings and through my glutes. So that's what we want to be doing. And finally, we have our lateral sling. So our lateral sling is looking at everything coming down the side here. So we're looking at our glutes here. So we've got lots of glute muscles, our glute min and glute med. Now glute med is quite a big kind of triangular muscle coming down here. 2/3 of it is made of a front portion, we call the anterior portion. 1/3 is the posterior portion. This is really important, this posterior portion, because it helps to keep our leg in a neutral position. Anterior portions bring us in a little bit. Together they work to stabilize and keep our leg going forwards. It also helps take our leg out to the side as well and stabilize the pelvis coming, sort of moving in this lateral position. We also have our TFL muscle here, which then is the tensor fasciae lata, and it connects to our ITB. So again, all of these muscles down the side here help to give us this lateral stability. So when we're moving sideways, when we're going into single leg work, remember I said running isn't keeping your pelvis stable, running is actually coming down, these muscles contract, and they give us my pelvic tilt. They help me to lift my pelvic up and help me to swing my leg through to then release, to then allow this leg to hit the ground, to tighten. This relaxes. This is all working through our brain, through our central nervous system, to give us that control, to allow us then to bring through the other leg. When we lack in the control of this, you can see it in people that have damaged these areas, who have nervous, sort of neurological injuries to these areas, or even had big major surgical interventions such as a hip replacement. And sometimes things go wrong, or the muscles detach, and they don't have that control there, and you see them walking, and they're kind of walking like this. They get this, what we call Trendelenburg. They go to stand on one leg, and it drops. Or what they try to do to compensate is they swing to one side, because they don't want to let the pelvis fall over. When it goes like this, they can't balance. And again, that's going to affect you when you're running, or when you're walking, or when you're doing any activity. Again, brilliant exercises for these things here. You can do your things like your adductor exercises, like you're pulling out to the side, all right? But single leg standing, this is how we're working. We function with weight going through the leg. So why not work the muscle in that position? Balancing on one leg, doing some hip hitching. Okay, one of my favorite exercises at the moment is on a step. You put your foot on the step, the other leg hangs off the step. You go from that position, you straighten up on the step, you squeeze for your glutes, and you tip your pelvis. If you want to make it a bit more functional, you can bring the knee up at the same time. You can bring it back down. You can relax through the pelvis, and then bring yourself back down onto the step. Great exercise for working your lateral slings. Okay guys, that's my lot for today. There's a lot in there. Obviously all these posts have been brought out in kind of little small chunks, just so you can digest it, absorb it, hopefully interpret it into a different way. Ask me as many questions as you want, so it gives you a greater understanding. Hope it helps. Happy New Year guys, take it easy.